Skin the Heart of Southern Tea. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Greatly appreciate you sliding through. We here to have us a little boxing conversation. Y'all know how I like to do it, man. I'm here with the tea. You know what I mean? No fibs, all facts, no fabrication. Y'all do your boy a favor. Jab that like button for your boy. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time. I'm about to go ahead and get into this. So if you miss it, man, you probably just missed it today, right? But in the wakes of all this, you know what I mean? Bud Crawford news. You know this Bud Crawford news. You know, he coming out to fight David Avanesyan, right? This Bud Crawford and Errol Spence fight. You know, whether you know it or not, like whether you hip to it or not, this Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford fight had a lot of fights throughout boxing. Right, had a lot of fights throughout boxing, had a lot of things throughout boxing, a lot of people throughout boxing, right, on hold. Right, there was a lot of things in boxing, you know what I mean, riding on or waiting for, you know, the completion of Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. I know a lot of fights to follow. Line. What's good, Charles Granger? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Charles. Glad you can make it, pimp. Do your boy a favor, smash that like button for your boy when you're rolling on in. Win this thing. Damn, win this thing, having us, you know what I mean, conversation. It's been a lot, you know, it's been a lot of time. What's good, Quick? Appreciate you sliding through. It's been a lot, you know, coming from this Bud Crawford, the David Avanesyan fight announcement, right? Caught everybody by surprise. When I say everybody, you know what I mean everybody. This young counter put turned boxing upside down on his head, right? But ever since the fight announcement of David Avanesyan, appreciate you sliding through this thing quickly. But ever since the fight announcement of David Avanesyan, right, we've been able to get, you know, a little more transparency on exactly how the Errol Spence and the Terrence Bud Crawford negotiations went down. We even been able to get, you know what I mean, a little more info on some of the things, you know, that were playing it around. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford and Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. And that's what I'm here, you know what I mean, to hip y'all to today, right? So the PBC and Terrence Bud Crawford were in the contract negotiations, right, for Errol Spence fight. Everybody's thinking that, you know, we're going to get Bud versus Errol. So in tune, right? So by default, right, you start working on other fights. So this came straight from Team Ennis. This came from Bozy Ennis, Jerome Bozy Ennis' manager, father, and trainer. So this information that I'm getting, you know, that I'm bringing to you right now, so y'all know that, you know, I ain't pulling this shit out of my ass. Bozy Ennis said this, and I'm gonna read you the article in which he said it from as well. What's good, G5? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Fine, glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. So this is coming straight from Bozy Ennis himself, right? I'm not really sure which outlet Bozy Ennis was talking to, right? But Bozy Ennis was talking about people wanting to fight Jerron Ennis. He was talking about people, you know what I mean, calling Jerron Ennis out and whatnot. And he was also talking about their future plans. Now, Jerron Bozy Ennis is planning to fight on December 17th. The reason, you know, we've heard for a while now, right, that Jerome Bozy Ennis is planning to fight at the end of this year. It recently came out, right? It recently came out, right, that it was going to be on December 17th, right? But no opponent had been announced. And no opponent had been announced because depending on if the Earl or Bud fight actually happened or not, that had cause and effect on who Jerome Bozy Ennis was fighting in his next fight. Now, even more to everybody's surprise, right? David Avanesyan was one of the options for Jerome Bozy Ennis to take on in his next fights. Now, the options were Stanionis And the other option was David Avanesyan. Now, David Avanesyan had a fight in November where he had to defend his European belt, right? But we know, those European guys, they have fights all the time. They might fight this month, have another fight next month. David Avanesyan was going to win his European title defense, right? And he was in talks to fight Jerome Bozy Ennis, and Jerome Bozy Ennis' upcoming December fight. It was either going to be Avanesyan or it was going to be Stanionis, Wild Bud Crawford, and Errol Spence. You know what I mean? Handle their business, right? So not only lately did we get news, right, that Bud is fighting David Avanesyan, and you see the big media shift, right? You can see the big storm. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button, whether you just dropping in, you know what I mean, whether you bouncing around to other places or whatnot. Y'all smash that like button for your boy, right? Southern T over here. I'm hitting y'all with the T, right? I'm hitting y'all with the T. Some you may or you may not have known, right? Type deal. So, to everybody's surprise, right, Bud Crawford signed to fight David Avanesyan. Where David Avanesyan was in talks with Jerome Bozy Ennis. So, effectively, right, ironically, right, you got everybody, right, mostly Team Bud, right, mostly mainstream media, right, trying to push Jerome Bozy Ennis on the Errol Spence, with the IBF mandatory. And if you really think about it, if you really pay attention to it, you know that Jerome Bozy Ennis is not even Errol Spence's next mandatory. You know what I mean? But media and perception, media and perception. If they say it enough, if enough people say it, they hoping that it catch and that it stick. When in actuality, Jerome Bozy Ennis is actually behind Stanionis, right? But the beautiful part about this is, right, the good thing about this is, right, Stanionis, he's not signed to the PBC, but all his fights are showcased on the PBC. That the PBC, Al Heyman does advise him, and they advise him to fight on Fox on Showtime, right? So Jerome Bozy Ennis is also not necessarily signed to Al Heyman, but he's also, a Showtime fighter. He's signed directly to the network, like Stanionis is signed directly to the Fox network, right? So, but both of these guys are advised by Al Heyman. So that's a plus in this situation. Now, I know people want to tell you, right? I know people want to tell you, well, Errol Spence got to fight Jerome Bozy Ennis because he's in the IBF, right? He's the IBF mandatory. Jerome Bozy Ennis is not the IBF mandatory yet, right? So there's that. He's number one in the IBF, but he's not the mandatory, right? So there's that. Number two, Errol Spence's WBA mandatory is the mandatory that's due, not the IBF mandatory. The IBF mandatory hasn't even been called yet, which is why Jerome Bozy Ennis is petitioning now, to become the mandatory, but that hasn't been called yet. Everybody is pushing, boost towards Errol when in actuality, Stanionis is next in line. You know what I mean? But in the wakes of the Bud Crawford and Errol Spence fight not happening, right? In the wakes of it not happening, and also in the wakes of people not knowing if Errol Spence is going to stay at 147 or go to 154, and I'm here to tell you now that he's going up to 154, which is why I'm here with this EP. Errol Spence is going up to the 154-pound division, right? So with Stanionis, getting ready to take step-aside money for Errol Spence and Bud Crawford to fight, Jerome Bozy Ennis was going to fight David Avanesyan, right? Or possibly Stanionis on the Errol Spence undercard, right? If Stanionis decides to step aside, then that was going to put Stanionis on the undercard fight with Boots, put Boots on there to fight David Avanesyan or possibly a Keith Thurman or something like that, or have Stanionis fight Keith Thurman, right? That's the ring. That's the ring around the rose that was going. I mean that was going on. Avanesyan was actually supposed to fight Jerome Bozy Ennis. He was actually in talks to fight. Oh, my bad. So Jerome Boosie's opponent was actually supposed to be David Avanesyan. But now, more than likely, right, since David Avanesyan is fighting Bud Crawford, I find that so ironic, right, that everybody is pushing Boots off on the Earl, right? And Bozy Ennis just came out and said that Boots wanted to fight David Avanesyan. Well, would you look at that? Boots was getting ready to fight David Avanesyan, and then Bud Crawford steals David Avanesyan from Jerome Bozy Ennis. And I make jokes all the time, right? Right? That Bud Crawford got the resume of a prospect. That's my joke. Bud Crawford got the resume of a high-level prospect. And I just think it's amazing, right? I think it's hilarious now that Bud Crawford actually has stolen one of the hottest, probably the best prospects opponents for this next fight. And you don't got to take my word for it, because I'm about to read to you exactly what Bozy Ennis had to say in just a second when I finish twisting this blunt. So you don't got to take my word for it. I'm just giving you the gist of it, you know what I mean, before I read you, that fine print. Or you know what I mean? So not only, right, has everybody been taken out of left field about Bud fighting David Avanesyan, not only do you see the media, right, and you see the Budrick clan, right, trying to push Jerome Bozy Ennis on Earl Spence. Ironically, Jerome Bozy Ennis was about to fight the exact guy that Terrence Crawford is about to fight now. Jerome Bozy Ennis and Bozy Ennis, as you will hear after I read these comments, right? Jerome Bozy Ennis and Bozy Ennis were confused because they were under the assumption that they had David Avanesyan for their December 17th fight. Queen. Shit crazy. Right? So not only is he not fighting Earl, not only is he fighting David Avanesyan, not only is it a push right now to push Boots on Earl, but ironically, Boots was supposed to fight David Avanesyan. If you asking me, it's like Terrence Crawford and his crew, are trying their best to make it look as if Earl Spence is ducking Boots instead of trying to actually fight Errol Spence. Now Earl not fighting Stanionis, VV. That's an option. That's an option for Earl if he stays at 147. But right now, it's not looking like, from what my sources telling me, right? From what my people telling me, it's not looking like he's staying at 147. So he's not going to fight Stanionis. Boots versus Stanionis is more than likely because Stanionis is next in line for the WBA. He shot at Errol Spence. Jerome Bozy Ennis is next in line for the IBF with his shot at Errol Spence. Both fighters fight on Showtime in the PBC side, right? And I'm going to just be real with you. Emanuel Stanionis, what's good, Jay Smith? Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on there. Let me be real with you. Emanuel Stanionis, right? Jerome Bozy Ennis got a much longer contract left on his side with the PBC and Showtime than Emanuel Stanionis do on their side with the PBC and Showtime. So what's going on right now is they're trying to put together a big fight, right? They're trying to put together a big fight, to save face, right? They still want Earl Spence to fight, but Earl Spence is thinking about moving up to 154. Now, he's been in training shape to fight at 47. So there is still a chance that he fights at 47. But if Earl Spence is to stay at 47, they want him to fight Keith Thurman. Earl Spence don't see a reason for him to fight Stanionis. He don't see a reason for him to fight Jerome Bozy Ennis, as he said right now. You know what I mean? He said that he's going up to 154 a while back. Type that. He don't really see a reason to fight prospects, right? Earl Spence is not into fighting prospects. Terrence Crawford is about to fight David Avanesyan, and that's a prospect. Earl Spence is not into fighting prospects. You get what I'm saying? So they would rather have him fight Terrence Crawford. Earl Spence doesn't want to fight Crawford. Yeah, he with Probellum. He with Probellum, but he fights on Showtime. Probellum don't have a network to show they fights on. He with Probellum, but he fights on Showtime, and he not gonna be there, right? He not gonna be in his Fox deal for as long as Boots got a new Showtime deal. He locked up over there, right? So Stanionis ain't gonna be over there on their side. Well, he has the option not to be over there on their side. So they not really trying to let Stanionis get away from the PBC side with the straps. So right now, the fight that they're trying to make is Bozy Ennis versus Stanionis. You know what I mean? You got everybody out here. No, you got everybody out here running that narrative, right? Oh, Boots Earl. First, Stanionis is next in line for Earl Spence's Spence, right? If you talking about Earl directly, Boots isn't even the mandatory in the IBF just yet. You know what I mean? Stanionis is a pro bellum fighter, but he fights over there on the top rank in the PBC. On the PBC side. Every time you see Stanionis, it's Showtime or it's Fox. So that's the side that he owns. So right now, the matchmakers are trying to put together Boots versus Stanionis. They was trying to put together David Avanesyan. What's good, Damon, man? They was trying to put together David Avanesyan and Bozy Ennis. They was trying to put together Stanionis versus an opponent, maybe Keith Thurman, right? And they was trying to put Earl Spence and Bud Crawford all on the same card, right? But nobody knew that David Avanesyan and Bud Crawford were talking. Avanesyan is, he's on the other side with his own. He's not even in these mix, but he was an opponent option for Boots because Boots and David Avanesyan both are top 5 ranked welterweights. Both are ranked in the IBF. They both are ranked. So Boots was about to fight that fight, you know what I mean, to please his ranking systems fight. So Boots was about to fight that fight against David Avanesyan, you know what I mean, to satisfy, his ranking system fight, right? But then Bud, scoops in, and now Bud's fighting David Avanesyan. So now, again, the media push is make it look like Earl Spence ducking Bud when he move up to 154. When in reality and actuality, right, Earl Spence already told us, right, that he was going up to 154 by the end of this year. He said that he won't be at 154. But right now, the media wants to tell you that Earl Spence is ducking Bozy Ennis. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button. But guess what? In actuality, the truth is, Bozy Ennis was about to fight David Avanesyan. What's good, Damon, man? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you can make it, pimp. Glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button. I'm about to get more back on my time schedule. We're gonna have our boxing talks, in the evening around this time, daily type deal. So this gonna be my slot. You know what I mean? Today we're cooking on the Boots and Stanionis thing. Bozy Ennis said Avanesyan was first choice until Bud swooped in. But let me go ahead and read this off to you, so y'all know that I ain't just putting this shit out my ass. I'm about to read it out to you verbatim. Yeah, my bad, but I'm going to the article. I'm going to the article right now. Bozy Ennis is Bozy Ennis trainer, manager, father. You know what I mean? He had a lot to say, right? He most definitely specified that they'll be fighting December 17th, right? All right, here we go. I'm gonna start right here. What's good, Judge Duke? Appreciate you sliding through. I'm gonna start right here. It said Boots is the IBF Boots is the IBF mandatory for Spence's belt. He wants a shot at that title. They've already petitioned for the IBF for Bozy Ennis to fight Spence for the belt, especially now that the fight with Crawford is no longer happening this year. Crawford signed to fight David Avanesyan on December 10th. Bozy says they asked for David Avanesyan for a fight, but in the end, he turned it down, and now we know why. Boo said that they asked for a fight. In the end, he turned it down, and now we know why. I'm looking for exactly where he said. Here we go. It said Crawford is going to be fighting this boy, David Avanesyan. That's who we really wanted to fight, but he turned us down. We've been asking for him. He was supposed to fight Virgil at one time too, but he turned that down. That's what I heard. With the way that it's going with Spence and Crawford, we might get WBA regular welterweight champion Stanionis. We might get him, or we might get Keith Thurman. We might get one of them. What's good, Jay Smith? Appreciate you sliding through this joint. Boots, more than likely it's gonna be Boots and Stanionis. More than likely it's gonna be Boots versus Stanionis. And I'm quoting Bozy Ennis on this. Crawford is going to be fighting that David Avanesyan boy. That's who we wanted to fight, but he turned us down. With the way that it's going with Spence and Crawford, we might get the WBA regular welterweight champion Stanionis. We get him. We might get him, or we might get Keith Thurman. Right? Now, we know Keith Thurman ain't going to fight Jerome Bozy Ennis. So those are coming straight from Bozy Ennis, you know what I mean? So for everybody that's out here, pushing the narrative, that's the problem with boxing, right? We got too many people pushing a narrative and not actually pushing the truth, or not actually spreading the truth. You know what I mean? A narrative will be Errol Spence is ducking Jerome Bozy Ennis. But now the truth is coming out because negotiations are over. You get stuff like this that start to come out. You know what I mean? You get stuff like this start to come out after negotiations is over. All the stuff that couldn't be said during negotiations, or what they thought were negotiations, can be said now. So Bud Crawford is fighting David Avanesyan when David Avanesyan was supposed to be on the undercard fighting Jerome Bozy Ennis. They were trying to set up a Stanionis versus Keith Thurman on the same undercard. Notice they putting these people in position to fight for the belts after Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight each other. And then out of nowhere, out of left field, you get Bud fighting David Avanesyan. And then you got the whole media twist. Well, Errol Spence should fight Boots. Boots the IBF mandatory. Again, Boots is not currently the IBF mandatory. He's petitioning to become the IBF mandatory. They have to verify, tell him that he's the mandatory, and then he got 10 months before, that fight has to happen. So when they officially make him the mandatory, then he got 9 to 10 months to make that fight happen. You know what I mean? But the first mandatory due up is a Stanionis, which would be the WBA mandatory. Now, are you going to believe what everybody's telling you, right? Or are you going to believe Bozy Ennis, who told you that we're more than likely going to get the WBA welterweight champion? And you see, his words were the WBA welterweight champion. That's what he said. So understand, y'all, Errol Spence is moving up. Everybody knows Errol Spence is moving up. So what they doing right now is they trying to put that, if Errol Spence move up, he dug Boots, right? Oh, he dug Boots. Two things wrong with that. Boots is not next in line. Stanionis is. And the second thing is, he already told you he was going up to 154 prior to this. So you can't dug Boots, right? If Boots not next in line. Actually, right, him moving up, right? If you want to call it a duck, if he had not previously said that he was already moving up, if he had not previously said that he's not fighting no prospects, we don't expect Errol Spence to fight prospects, right? Why would you fight a prospect when you could fight for undisputed? Why would you fight Stanionis? You already defended your belt. Why would you fight Stanionis when you just can move on, you know what I mean, as planned? We gonna lead a prospect fighting to Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? It ain't no way he could duck Jerome Bozy Ennis when Jerome Bozy Ennis is not next in line. Stanionis is. which is why you're about to see Jerome Bozy Ennis versus Avanesyan Stanionis. So what they want to do is they want to say Errol Spence moved up. He ducked his IBF mandatory. Errol Spence moved up. He ducked his IBF mandatory boots. Errol Spence moved up. He ducked his IBF mandatory. He ducked his WBA mandatory Avanesyan Stanionis. So the PBC made Boots fight Avanesyan Stanionis because Errol ducked both of them, right? What's good, Big Texas? Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button, whether you're here for a good time or a long time. I don't know if this is your first time, but if you could, not make it your last time, smash that like button for your boy and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. I'm in here dropping this tea, giving you all these details. Boots versus Stanionis is more than likely next, and Bozy Ennis just dropped the beans on Bud. He said their first choice was David Avanesyan until he signed to fight Bud. And now, and then right after that, he said, now more than likely, we go fight Avanesyan Stanionis or we go fight Keith Thurman. So Bozy Ennis is coming out and telling you who they fight next. And he never said Errol Spence. He said he filed that mandatory to position for that title because that's a position that they in. He said more than likely next, though, we're fighting Avanesyan Stanionis because he understands that Avanesyan Stanionis is next in line, not Jerome Bozy Ennis. Avanesyan Stanionis took step-aside money for Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas to fight. Avanesyan Stanionis was prepared to take step-aside money again, let Errol Spence and Bud fight, let Boots fight Avanesyan on the card, and possibly him fight Keith Thurman to build up, you know what I mean, the fight with him and Jerome Bozy Ennis after Errol Spence and Crawford. But when the news broke on Crawford and Avanesyan, which was Jerome Bozy Ennis' opponent, right? And I'm going to read it again. And I'm going to show it to you. And I'm going to show it to you. I waited to 30 minutes to show y'all on purpose. Quotation marks. Crawford is going to be fighting this boy David Avanesyan. That's who we wanted to fight, but he turned us down. We've been asking for him. He was supposed to fight Virgil one time, but Ortiz turned him down. That's what I heard. So they told you that they was trying to fight Avanesyan. He turned us down. Ortiz turned down Avanesyan. Now I'm going to take you to this. The next fight information. With the way it's going, with Spence and Crawford, we might get WBA regular welterweight champion Avanesyan Stanionis. We might get him, or we might get Keith. So for everybody out here pushing this narrative that Errol is ducking Boots, right? Bozy Ennis. Craig Page. December 17th. In case y'all don't believe it from me. You know, because when I see shit, I call my people and I go fact check it. So take that shit to the bank. Take that shit to the bank. You feel me? So when people come around here pushing the narrative on you, tell them you know the truth. Tell them you know exactly what the move is. Tell them Boots know he can't fight Errol next. He know he got to go through Stanionis. Stanionis took step-aside money. And give Boots some credit for doing shit the right way, not ducking out. Let this sink in real quick. Let this sink in real quick. Bud Crawford is about to fight Jerome Bozy Ennis' opponent. And they telling you that Errol Spence is ducking Jerome Bozy Ennis. I'm gonna say that slow again so it can register for the people in the back, for the people who didn't smash the like button. I'm gonna say that again slow. But Bozy Ennis just told you, right? You saw it with your own eyes. He just told you Bud Crawford stole their opponent. And now they're telling you that Errol Spence is ducking Jerome Bozy Ennis. Make that shit make sense. Make that shit make sense to me. So y'all telling me the guy that's fighting a voluntary and David Avanesyan, who's ranked under Jerome Bozy Ennis and all the sanctioning bodies, he volunteered. Listen to what I'm saying. He volunteered to fight David Avanesyan, who was Jerome Bozy Ennis' next opponent, who Bozy Ennis just told you was his next opponent. But y'all telling me Errol Spence is ducking boots? When Bozy Ennis them never even said Errol Spence's name. They said Avanesyan name, they said Thurman name, and they said Virgil Ortiz name. He said more than likely next we're going to get the WBA regular champion. You feel me? No narrative, no cap, no fabrication. I might hit y'all with one of my I might give y'all a 3-hour boxing live stream day because I got time today. We gotta like, man, don't believe the narrative. Most media, right? Because I'm media, right? But mainly, I'm just a boxing fan. I'm a nigga with connects. I'm a boxing fan with connects. Here to tell y'all the truth because there's too many motherfuckers lying to y'all. That's what I'm here for. I'm a nigga with connects who are to tell y'all the truth because these niggas lying to y'all. And that's that on that. All this shit that's coming out now, right? Because they go push the narrative. They naturally go hit first, right? Because they got ESPN and shit behind them, right? So they narrative go hit first. And one side was negotiating in good faith. So one side wasn't prepared to even have a narrative to push. This news broke from one side first, and then you had Bud saying all kinds of shit. You had Mike Cobb saying all kinds of shit. And now, right, you might not hear it directly from Steven Espinoza, right? But you will hear it throughout the streets. You will hear it buzzing around. You know, just like all that other stuff we heard buzzing around, you know, with Bud wanting 20 million, PBC offering 5 million, you know what I mean? You know, Bud wanted promotion play, all them rumors and shit that came out that was true. They ended up being true. So now that I'm telling y'all, Earl and Bud is not happening. Don't believe the media. Don't believe Bud when he said we're going to try to make it happen. Don't believe nobody that's telling you that fight is going to happen because that fight not happening. And I know that fight not happening because that's how I'm able to come here and tell you that fight not happening. Because with the info that I got, what's going to happen is it's a mass attempt directly from Bud and his side. It's a mass attempt to slander EJ name and to move around Errol Spence. You know what I mean? That was never negotiating in good faith. He ended up taking Jerome Bozy Ennis' opponent. Bud literally just tried to, what he did was, he tried to fuck over the PBC, Errol Spence and Al Haymon. He took Jerome Bozy Ennis' opponent. He pretended to negotiate in good faith, right? And then he immediately spent it on Earl as if Earl didn't want to fight. The PBC was being too difficult. And and now the thing is, oh, well, Errol Spence ducking boots. When Errol Spence move up, he ducking boots. He's I'm like, why would they force the Nuns versus Boots? They're literally taking the title shot away from Errol Spence is moving up, Teach. Errol Spence moving up to 154. Both Stanionis and Boots, fight on the PBC Showtime and Fox side. You know what I mean? They got the same, they under the same network. They under the same network banner. You know what I mean? Stanionis ain't tied into a contract as long as Jerome Bozy Ennis is. Stanionis is signed to Probellum. Probellum don't got a network, so he fights on Showtime and Fox. So he not gonna be around as long as Jerome Bozy Ennis. He next in line for a belt. So it's in Showtime's best interest to cater to their fighter. What would be the biggest fight for Jerome Bozy Ennis, not named Errol Spence, Bud Crawford, or Keith Thurman? It'll be the guy that's next up in line who also fights on your network, Avanesyan Stanionis. So what they want to do is they want to make that fight happen. You got Bozy Ennis. I'll show it to you again, Teach. Right? Bozy Ennis. Show you again, Teach. Show y'all. Trainer Derek Bozy Ennis says his son Jerome Bozy Ennis will be fighting on December 17th, possibly against Avanesyan Stanionis. So the Earl, because Earl is moving up. Earl already told us that he was moving up, right? So because we already knew, we understand that if Errol Spence couldn't get the Bud Crawford fight, that he was moving up. But for one side, the Earl and Bud fight fell through, right? And we know, everybody know what's up. Bud Crawford didn't really want that fight. But to paint the picture a certain way, you got to do what you got to do. So media that Bud got tucked under him, right, is pushing that Errol Spence and the PBC was being difficult. I told you the news on that yesterday, exactly what went down in those negotiations. Straight from somebody who been, in the game, who been involved in the game longer than I've been alive, which is the same person I went to ask about this article, and he said that this is 100% absolutely true. He also sent me the goddamn link to the video where he said this. Well, he didn't send me the link. He sent me a clip of where he said this. Not the link. I lied. He sent me a clip of where he said this. Bozy Ennis. You know what I mean? So, the Doughboys at Blue Blood did say Jerome is fighting December, but he didn't say who. But he said it's big news. It's the Avanesyan Stanionis. Shout out my guy Doughboy. Doughboy. Southern T telling you it's the Avanesyan Stanionis. Bozy just told you it's the Avanesyan Stanionis. He said, I got to catch the replay on my side heading home. Thanks for the info. Keep cooking. Yeah, no problem, Teach. No problem, Teach. But Teach. Bozy Ennis also said that they was planning to fight David Avanesyan. David Avanesyan was Jerome Bozy Ennis' next opponent because David Avanesyan is ranked 5th in the IBF. Now look, now hear me out. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. Whether you're for a good time or a long time, whether you popping in or not, greatly appreciate you. Smash that like button for your boy. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, do your boy a favor. Subscribe to the channel as well. Don't know if it's your first time, but if you could not make it your last time, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate you sliding through. We in this thing having a boxing conversation. You know what I mean? I think I'm going to kick it with y'all for a second because what I'm doing right now is I'm laying out the truth. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling you what to believe or what not to believe. You heard one side. I'm just giving you, the other side. You know what I mean? I'm laying everything out on the table and you could do with it as you may with this, right? But you just seen Bozy Ennis say that this ain't coming, from me. Right? I just showed y'all Bozy Ennis say that they fighting Stanionis on the 17th, right? And I'm finna show you where he said that they was supposed to be fighting David Avanesyan, but now Terrence Crawford fighting him. I'm about to show you this again. What's good, St. Louis? Appreciate it. So y'all won't say that I'm pushing the narrative, right? So I'm about to show you this again. Crawford is going to be fighting his boy David Avanesyan. That's who we wanted to fight, but he turned us down. We've been asking for him. He was supposed to fight Virgil one time, but Virgil turned him down. That's what I heard. But you see it right here. Crawford is going to be fighting this boy David Avanesyan. That's who we wanted to fight, but he turned us down. Now we know why. Now we know why he turned them down, right? Now we know why Avanesyan turned down Jerome Bozy Ennis, right? And this is also Bozy Ennis up here. You know, Bozy Ennis' son says his son Jerome Bozy Ennis will be fighting on December 17th, possibly against Stanionis. You know, so this shit that Errol Spence is ducking Jerome Bozy Ennis, you know what I mean? We could throw that shit away, right? Because Errol Spence already told us that he was moving up if he couldn't get the Bud Crawford fight, right? So there's one thing too. Bozy Ennis in his camp, not even eyeing Errol Spence. They eyeing Stanionis because they understand that Stanionis is actually the guy who's next up for Errol Spence's title. So what they're doing is they're doing business the right way. They're moving like champions move. They're doing what champions do. You know what I mean? So I need y'all to go spread the word and tell everybody, you know what I'm saying, that the Errol Spence and Bud Crawford fight is not happening. Bud Crawford stole Jerome Bozy Ennis' opponent in David Avanesyan. This was supposed to be a showcase fight for the 147-pound division. Y'all ain't hearing me. Y'all ain't hearing me. Right? If Bud Crawford had a guy with the business, y'all, we would have had Bud versus Errol Spence. We would have had Jerome Bozy Ennis versus David Avanesyan. Boots is ranked higher than David Avanesyan in the IBF, and Bud Crawford chose to fight David Avanesyan. But they want you to believe that Earl is ducking Boots. Listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. I'm going to say it slow. Boots is ranked higher than David Avanesyan in the IBF, and Bud Crawford is fighting David Avanesyan, who was Jerome Bozy Ennis' opponent. Make it make sense. What's good, We Talk? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. It's a reason they want to jump out with the news first. It's a reason they got to push a narrative heavy. You know what I mean? Notice the people who bring up certain topics when we talking boxing, when we talking about some other shit. And notice how when we talk about certain topics, the people who bring up certain fighters, they never hear for the main topic of their fighter. I noticed shit like that. I noticed that. They're never here to gather the information that they need to gather. But notice when we talking about some other shit, when we talking about football, basketball, no, we talking about another fighter, they want to come in here and ask you questions about a subject that you already broke down, but they never seem to be here, right? When you talking about the subject of choice. Shout out my guy, We Talk. Oh yeah, did you see the evidence, We Talk? But this is coming from Bozy Ennis. I put details. I was gonna put breaking, right? Because I know ain't nobody told y'all this, but I like to put details up there because I feel fancy today. So I want to put details up there, right? Because I know ain't nobody told y'all this. And it's coming straight from Bozy, right? So don't get this talking about Southern T line, because I showed you where the article quoted Bozy. So when people pushing this narrative, that Earl ducking Boots, understand that Boots wasn't even next in line, and Boots and his camp knew that. Boots and his camp are targeting Stanionis because they was targeting David Avanesyan. We supposed to have Bud versus Earl. Damn, these spam. Hey, y'all get rid of them folks. Y'all get rid of them folks. Y'all shoot them spams. Rent y'all block them spams and shit. Y'all block them spams and shit. Block them junk. Yeah, y'all block all this shit. Block all that shit. And y'all do your boy famous, smash that like button. But hey, yeah, they trying to throw me out. But this Bud paying his bots and shit to throw me off and shit. You know what I'm saying? But they understand y'all. They trying to push the narrative, but Southern T here to get y'all the tea. Southern T here to get y'all, you know, the real spiel, get y'all the news. Speaking of tea, I need to fix me a cup. I'm finna roll this blunt. I'm gonna fix me a cup. You know what I mean? Cause I got time today. I ain't did a long stream in a minute. You know, I ain't did a long stream where I actually kicked it, and spit and kick spit with y'all. And I want people, you know, I want people to I'm not here to make a decision for you, right? I'm here to lay shit on the table and let you make your own decision. And maybe, right, open your eyes to some shit that you wouldn't have necessarily seen. Or maybe, right, or maybe, right, or maybe you seen it, right? Or maybe you seen it, right? If y'all see a roast killer, I bought my house. Y'all know I live in Memphis, goddamn. If y'all see a roast killer, Jungle. Or maybe you seen it, right? And you thought you was a little crazy. Maybe you thought you was a little crazy. I can find this little spliff up right here. Or maybe you did see it right and you thought you was a little crazy. Well, Southern T here to let you know that nah, you weren't crazy. You weren't crazy. The media are have you thinking that you crazy out here. For real, for real. They'll have you thinking you crazy. They'll have you thinking, right, that you ain't see what you see. They'll have you thinking that you don't know what you know, right? But you smarter than that. You smarter than that. And again, this ain't some shit that I said. Y'all clearly saw that shit come straight from Jerome Bozy Ennis' daddy. Quoted in the fine print. Quoted straight from Bozy Ennis. Them folks was about to fight David Avanesyan. Them folks was about to fight David Avanesyan. And now they got to hit a revert plan, right? Now everybody got to hit a revert. Everybody got to do a 360 and scramble and figure out what they going to do. Earl Spence got to move up, right? Jerome Bozy Ennis can't fight Avanesyan, so the next best thing for him to fight is Stanionis, because Keith Thurman not going to fight Jerome Bozy Ennis. Keith Thurman not going to fight Jerome Bozy Ennis. Now they got to find Keith Thurman an opponent. They want Earl Spence to fight Keith Thurman. Earl Spence said to hell with Keith Thurman, which is part of the reason why he moving up. Now everybody got to figure out what the hell they finna do. Y'all just really pay attention, y'all. Earl Spence ain't had a fight. Boots ain't had a fight. Right? Stanionis ain't had a fight. Ain't none of the PBC welterweights had a fight. Why? Ask yourself why for a second. Why? Why? If they the ones that was really bullshitting, right? Why ain't none of they fucking prime welterweights had fucking fights? Why? Why? Because they was waiting on fucking Bud and Earl. They thought they had an undercard to showcase their welterweights. They thought they had a card to showcase their welterweight. All of them folks been stalling. You see how everybody making moves and shit now all of a sudden? Why y'all think that's what Bud wanted? Why y'all think all these moves being made now after the Bud and Avanesyan fight got announced? You got Stanionis coming out saying, oh, I'm pushing my WBA mandatory. You got Boots coming out saying, oh, I'm pushing my IBF mandatory. All these guys been sitting, wait. Keith Thurman ain't had a fight. All these guys been sitting and waiting to get Earl and Bud signed so they can fight on the undercard, man. Bud, not only did Bud just hold up Earl Spence, Bud held up, he literally held up the whole organization for a couple months. No cap. And they telling y'all the PBC was the ones. They telling y'all the PBC was the ones being unreasonable. They stopped their whole fucking organization to try to make this shit happen. And the fact is just the fact. You know what I mean? The facts is just the facts, man. They stopped the whole organization to make this shit happen. And I'm glad all this news coming out. You see how it's storming like a motherfucker. You see how much shit you find out? Hey, you see how much shit you find out when the other side can talk? Get back. You got Bud Crawford. You got Bud Crawford, them side being the advocate for. Don't do business in the media. Don't do business in the media. Y'all, the whole time these negotiations been going on, the whole time, you know, these months since the Ugas fight, the shit we've been hearing has been coming from what side? It's been coming from the goddamn Bud Crawford side. The reason they wanted the Earl Spence side to be quiet and quote unquote not negotiating in the media is so that they could control the narrative in peace. They wanted to control the narrative in peace. All the leaks was coming from the Bud Crawford side during this whole negotiation. You just now starting to get the PBC, you know, side of the story and shit coming out after negotiation. Because one side was actually negotiating in good faith. What this really was, y'all, what this really was good, dude. What this really was, this whole Earl Spence and Bud thing, this was promotion for Bud Crawford's next fight. Now, I'm not sure that he knew where his next fight will be the whole time, right? But this whole little fiasco with Earl Spence was promotion for his next fight. If we really pay attention, we see this all the time in boxing. Ryan Garcia is the best at this. Ryan Garcia is the best at building you up for somebody and then signing the fight somebody else, right? That's what Bud Crawford just did to everybody. He pretty much did what he's been doing, right, for the last 4 years. Using Earl Spence as promotion, right? Watch this. Of all the things that Bud has done in his career, all the accolades, all the divisions, all the fights, right? All the shit that Bud has done of his career, right? Popularity-wise, what's as big as Bud's name ever been? Was Bud's name bigger when he won Undisputed? Was it bigger when he beat Gamboa? Or was it bigger after he attached his name to Errol Spence? Matter of fact, I'll do you one better. Was it this big when he attached his name to Manny Pacquiao? Bud's name is as big as it's ever been being attached to Earl Spence. Bud Crawford saw that. He saw opportunity. I don't think Bud Crawford ever wanted to fight this dude. I think Bud wanted to attach his name to this guy like he attached his name to Manny Pacquiao, but the Manny Pacquiao situation wasn't as successful as this situation. You know what I mean? The Manny Pacquiao trial run wasn't as successful as this trial run. You feel me? What's good, Ghost? Bud is as big as he ever been because he attached his name to Earl Spence, man. And that's what they're going to keep trying to do. I'm telling y'all, that's what they're going to try to do. The media's job, right, is to keep hope alive for Bud versus Earl Spence. That fight is not happening. I'm able to come here and tell you this shit. I'm able to come here and tell you why I told you yesterday, right? Solely because this fight is not happening. You know what I mean? Don't fall for the hype. Don't believe it. Bug will always tell you that, oh yeah, I could fight him later. I could fight him later. I could fight him. No. That fight is not going to happen. I would much rather us move on with this conversation and us talk about Bud versus Avanesyan or motherfucking Earl at 154 because that's what's going to happen. You feel me? For my people just getting in the building, y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button. I'm about to run it back down for y'all what Bozy Ennis said. You know what I mean? Bozy Ennis said that more than likely, this is my first real live to hear. This is my first live where I'm able to talk to the people. You know what I mean? I felt like I ain't sit down and talk to my people in a minute. You know what I mean? Because I really haven't. I do the quick lives, and then I go live late at night where I really ain't paying y'all no attention. You know what I mean? I be doing a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? Late at night. So I just wanted to come and talk to my people. I feel like I ain't, I feel like I ain't sat down, you know what I mean, and gave y'all a conversation in a minute, you know what I mean? So I'm sitting down, you know what I mean, giving y'all a goddamn conversation today. You know. So I was like, fuck it, let me holler at the people. And plus, I got to get this truth out here to Harold because they spinning a narrative right now. And this came straight out of Jerome Bozy Ennis trainer, daddy, manager mouth. Bozy versus Stanionis, December 17th, is more than likely going to happen. And their first choice was David Avanesyan. But he ended up fighting Bud Crawford. And if you ain't seen it, I'll gladly show you again, right? I'll gladly show you again, right? You know what I mean? So y'all know, because I don't push narratives. I only spit the truth over here and the facts over here, right? So I don't push narratives. So Craig Page did this. Trainer Derek Bozy Ennis says his son, Jerome Bozy Ennis, will be fighting on December 17th, possibly against Avanesyan Stanionis, right? So, Earl Spence can't be ducking the guy that's aiming to fight Stanionis, right? Actually, Team Boots knows that Stanionis is next in line, you know what I mean, for a championship bout. They want you to believe that Bud Crawford, they want you to believe that Earl Spence is ducking Boots. When Bud Crawford, hold on, wait, let me show you this too. He said that they was about to fight David Avanesyan. That's who they was targeting. David Avanesyan is who they was targeting, but he ended up fighting Bud. Crawford is going to be fighting his boy David Avanesyan. So this recent. That's who we wanted to fight, but he turned us down. We've been asking for him. He was supposed to fight Virgil one time, but Virgil turned him down. That's what I heard. And that's coming from Bozy Ennis. And also, here you go down here with the way it's going with Spence and Crawford. We might get the WBA regular welterweight champion, Avanesyan Stanionis. We might get him or we might get Keith Thurman. I hope we get one of them. So they want you to believe. Hear me out now. Hear me out. They want you to believe. They want you to believe that Errol Spence is ducking Boots because he's moving up like he said he would in fucking January, right? He said it last year and in January, right? That he was moving up after he get undisputed. He said if he can't get the Bud fight, he moving up to 154. So they want you to believe that Earl Spence is ducking Jerome Bozy Ennis because he moving up like he said he would. When I just showed you that Bud Crawford took Jerome Bozy Ennis' opponent from him. Now peep this. This the cherry on top. Jerome Bozy Ennis is ranked higher than David Avanesyan in the IBF. So why did you choose on your voluntary fight? Voluntary, meaning this spot for December 17th, right? You could have fought anybody on this card. You could have fought anybody on this card, but you fought David Avanesyan. But they telling you Errol Spence is ducking Boots because he moving up like he said he would last year. Jay Smith said, now I'm questioning this Bud really fighting David, but haven't even posted the fight with David or start to promote it. And where is Bud getting 10 million? It don't add up. Also, since we here, right, I'm gonna do another. You know what? I go and say here because I ain't gonna do no EP on it. Because I don't want to report this. Because I don't want to report it because I'm hoping that it's not true, right? But since you brought it up, Jay Smith, Lil Birdie also told me that this fight right here, that the venue that they said this fight is happening at, they said that if you check the date for this fight in that venue is still open. There's nothing in that venue yet. And also, they told me that this fight, if you go to the Omaha, Nebraska, that this fight, you can't even find this fight sanctioned yet. So this fight hasn't been sanctioned, and the venue for the date that they said, December 10th, the venue is still open for that date. So they haven't rented out the arena, at least not the arena that they said, right? And not only have they not rented out the arena that they said, right? They haven't got this fight sanctioned yet. Now, it shouldn't be a problem getting this fight sanctioned, right? But just the fact that they selling us a fight, right, that they ain't even got sanctioned yet. You get what I'm saying? And now you brought this up, not me. You said you feel like this fight not happening, so you know what? I wouldn't report that, right? Because I hope it's not true because we know the motherfucker putting the fight on, right? Blue blood. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that that's not the case. You feel me, right? And if that do happen, oh my Lord, that's going to be a terrible look for Bud Crawford. It's going to be a terrible look all the way around. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, after you announced it and you announced that you wasn't fighting Bud, this fight has to happen. And I don't want to hear no this fight fell through too, because that's most definitely going to be a duck. Because if this fight fall through, I'm going to feel like that this fight was never real really to begin with, and that it most definitely was just a way to get away from Errol Spence. And I'm going to do a Southern T on shit. I ain't going to do no Southern T on that, but Bud sabotaged the fucking PBC though, bro. Like, real talk. Everybody in limbo right now because Bud just threw a wrench in the game, right? Everybody thinking they about to fight on the Bud Earl undercard, and boom, Bud fighting Avanesyan, which Bozy just told you who they was targeting the fight, Avanesyan. So now they got to find the opponent. Earl got to decide whether he's standing at 147 or moving up. In the field right now is this is exactly what I was told. I was told that he 90% sure that Errol Spence is moving up, that he now standing at 147. He said that's the feel around it, and that's what he being told. So that's what I'm telling y'all. Errol Spence moving up. And I've been saying that for a minute because Errol Spence said that if he couldn't get this fight, he was moving up. That's why I've been saying it. Right? But now somebody told me that somebody close to the situation telling him that Errol Spence is moving up, which makes perfect sense, right? That falls in line with everything with what's going on. But he also told me that it's in the PBC's interest, right? Which is what I've been telling y'all since January, right? The PBC wants Keith Thurman and Errol Spence to fight. That's the fight that they want. That's the fight that makes the most sense for them when you think about it. It does, right? That's two of the PBC's biggest stars. Of course, that fight makes the most sense. They think they can make money off their fight, which they can. They believe they can make more money off the Keith Thurman and Errol Spence fight than they can off the Bud Crawford and Errol Spence fight. True enough, and they were still willing to pay Bud more money than they was comfortable with to make that fight happen because Errol Spence wanted that fight. You know what I mean? He said, I know they brothers, but Spence should move up and Charlo should pull out of that fight with Tim and let's get him versus Charlo for Undisputed Ghost. I'm glad you said that, Ghost, right? I'm glad you said that, Ghost. I'm going to put that up there. Now, I agree with 85% of what you said. The only thing I don't agree with there, I want Jermell to go ahead and knock Tim Tszyu out in January, right? And I want him and Errol Spence to fight in like motherfucking May or June at 154 for Undisputed. That's what I want, Ghost. That's the fight I want. That's the fight that I want. I want Errol Spence versus Jermell Charlo for Undisputed at 154 next summer. That's the fight that I want, man. That's the fight that the people want. I think that's the fight that I want, bro. Big Tex, for a life-changing amount of money, I think that fight could happen. But it's like, I get it, y'all. But come on now. This is boxing. Friends fight all the time. Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier was friends. And then they fought and they still was friends. And then they fought the second time and then they wasn't fucking friends. You know what I mean? And then they became friends again later on. Goddamn, you get what I'm saying? My friends fight all the motherfucking time. Shut up. Friends fight all the time. But I'm just, that's way outside the box, right? That's way outside the box, right? Right? Because more than likely, Errol go move up, Jermell go move up, right? And, we'll get Errol versus Fundora later on down the line, right? More than likely, that's what's going to happen. But I'm saying, like, come on, y'all. Like, let's really think about it. What would be best, right, for the sport? What would be best for Jermell and Errol Spence, bro? Really, let's really think about it. Let's really think about it. Hold on real quick. Let me put this up here real quick for my people just getting in the building. Hold on. Let me put this up here real quick for my people. Y'all go, let me read out to y'all again real quick. Craig Page, trainer Derek Bozy Ennis says his son Jerome Bozy Ennis will be fighting on December 17th, possibly against Montes Stanionis. Right? We're going to scroll on down. Where that thing get? Here we go. It says Crawford is going to be fighting his boy David Avanesyan. That's who we wanted to fight, but he turned us down. Right? That's what I want y'all to see right there. Okay, and hold on, one more. Hold on. Also, he also had to say this. He said, with the way it's going with Spence and Crawford, we might get the WBA regular welterweight champion, Montes Stanionis. We might get him, or we might get Keith Thurman. I hope we get one of them. So, just so I can catch y'all up, for my people in the back. He said it can or it can't happen, but I don't think Charlo pulling out on these. Now, he don't need to pull out. He needs to go ahead and fight Tizu. I just think in the perfect world, man, that's the jump we need. He said they would be each other and spar all the time. Why not? Bro, they could literally go out there and spar each other. Y'all brothers and shit, y'all just be like, hey, bro, I ain't go knock your shit. I ain't gonna break your eye, right? And I don't need you. I ain't gonna break your shit, right? And I ain't gonna put you to sleep like I put Castano to sleep, right? Bro, go out there and get that fucking bag, bro. Go get that fucking bag, bro. Y'all can cut out the middleman. Real talk. We could cut out. Don't nobody know, Mr. Fist. Don't nobody know. Don't nobody know. Y'all can cut out the middleman. Y'all can get money with just your brother. Let's eat. Let's eat. You know, but I don't really want to beat that. I don't want to beat that down because I don't want to beat that down. You know what I mean? But bro, come on. Joe. He said, Joe said, do you guarantee Earl moving up? Joe, where you been at, man? I told you I'm 90% sure he moving up. Yep, I'm 90% sure he moving up. Take it to the bank. Take it to the bank, Joe. Joe back. Joe, my number one troll, y'all. He my number one troll. I'm glad to see you alive, Joe Strummer. But I don't want to push that too hard. What's good, heavy back? Appreciate you sliding through. Yeah, take it to the bank, Joe. Yeah, I guarantee it. I guarantee Earl moving up. I guarantee Earl moving up. Yep. Take it to the bag. Take it to the bag. But again, caveat, PBC want Earl Spence and Keith Thurman to fight each other. That's the fight that they want. Earl Spence said to hell with Keith Thurman. The PBC want that fight. The PBC believe that Earl Spence and Keith Thurman make more money than Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence. Just thought I should throw that out there. What's good, Black Opinionated Scholar? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you can make it. But that's just what I think Earl should do. Earl and Charlo should do. Me personally. For real. Just go and make this shit happen. He said the ultimate reward is honor, not awards. I think they're too competitive to not really fight how they fight. Everyone else, they fight each other. Make it happen. I'm just saying, if y'all, like, you know, if people say they friends, they friends. Shit, if they friends, y'all go make that bag. Y'all go make that bag. But what I'm saying is, bro, go make that bag. Y'all don't got to go through nobody else. Y'all got the key to the world. What's a bigger fight, right? Right? Bud versus Earl Spence is big, right? What's the next best thing, or what's the even bigger fight? Earl Spence versus Charlo for undisputed, bro. It's still an undisputed fight. It's a better fight. And then guess what? Guess what the better part is? Guess what? Guess how everybody go in, right? Guess how everybody go be happy, right? All the Earl Spence haters and shit, all the detractors and shit, all the paid media and all that shit. Guess what's gonna make them so happy? If Earl Spence fight Charlo, right, it's a real chance that he might actually lose. Y'all might be able to see him. Y'all might. Charlo got the best chance. You feel me? Y'all, you know what I'm saying? What's good, Diaz? Appreciate you sliding through. I'm just saying, no, but I know that shit ain't gonna happen. I know that shit ain't gonna happen. I know that shit ain't gonna happen. I know that shit ain't gonna happen, but I'm just saying, right, boom. But the PBC want him to fight Keith Thurman, though. They want that shit to happen because they feel like their fight make a lot of money, right? Earl more than likely go move up. That's the word. Take that shit to the bank, stamp it. He moving up, right? But I just showed y'all Bozy Ennis, you know, saying what he said type shit. So y'all know I ain't making this shit up. You know what I mean? Type deal. Is that T. Harrison dropped the belt for his mentor and fight Boots. Which should be her last fight. 174. Where you been there, heavy bag? Where you been there, heavy bag? I never recommend a champion dropping the belt. I recommend champions fighting champions. My thing is, Earl said if he can't fight Crawford, Earl said Crawford is the fight that he want. If he can't get that fight, he moving up. Earl Spence did everything he said he would. He said he'll get the belts, right? He said he'll get all 3 belts. Said he'll fight Porter. Said he'll fight Manny Pacquiao. He signed to fight Manny Pacquiao, got hurt. So he made that happen, right? After Ugas beat Manny Pacquiao, he said, I'll fight Ugas. So Ugas got the belt. Now you got something I want. He fought Yordanis Ugas. He said, I'm going to fight Danny Garcia because he my mandatory and Danny deserve a shot. So I'm going to fight Danny Garcia. I like Danny. and he fought Danny Garcia. He said, after I get 3 straps, we gonna see who holding up the division, right? We just see who held up the whole division. Are y'all not hearing what I'm saying? Do I gotta go do that EP separately from this one? We see who holding up the division. Now, I don't think he should drop his belt. That's hustling backwards. I never tell a hustler to hustle backwards. No, don't give up more money and then go on somebody else's block and try to sell your dope when you make more money on your own block where it's safer for you to trap. Now I'm not gonna tell you. Now I'm not gonna tell you to say fuck the big bag that you making and then go over here and trap in this neighborhood. That's hustling backwards. You're gonna lose money and it's more dangerous. You get what I'm saying? Now that's stupid. It's stupid to take less. You get what I'm saying? Which is why I don't understand why Bud fighting David Avanesyan over Earl Spence. Now I don't think he should drop his belt and go fight Boots. Again, because Bozy Ennis want to fight Stanionis because Stanionis is next in line to fight Earl Spence. Earl Spence don't want to fight Stanionis either. He want to fight Bud Crawford. That's the thing. What's about to happen is what Earl said was gonna happen. Still, like, listen, let's just really pay attention to what's going on. Earl said, when I get the 3 belts, we gonna see you holding up the division, right? So Keith Thurman ain't had a fight yet, 147. Bozy Ennis ain't had a fight yet, 147. Keith Thurman ain't had a fight yet, 147. Bozy Ennis ain't had a fight yet, 147. Earl Spence ain't had a fight yet, 147. Stanionis ain't had a fight yet, 147. David Avanesyan ain't had a American fight over here, right? He been fighting them Euro bums over there, right? Because he, couldn't even get a fighter. He about to fight Conor Bean, then he ended up pulling out. You know what I mean? Maybe he knew something we didn't know back then, but he ended up pulling out. So he ain't had a fight for a minute. Now he was about to go fight a Euro dude to stay warm. He was gonna fight him, knock him out quick, and then fight Bozy Ennis. But now the first dude in the welterweight division to get a fight is who? Terrence Crawford. He's the first one to have a fight scheduled, signed, sealed, and ready. How? Because he was the one holding up the whole division. Earl Spence said, after I get the 3 straps, we gonna see you holding up the division. I just told y'all. Why all of a sudden Stanionis saying, oh yeah, I'm pushing my WBA mandatory? Why all of a sudden Boots saying, oh yeah, I'm pushing my IBF mandatory? Because they know they could do that now because they know Earl and Bud not fighting each other. All of them was gonna be on their card. All the welterweights, Keith Thurman, Stanionis, Avanesyan, Bud, Earl. We was gonna get a fucking welterweight motherfucking phenomenon on their card. You know what I mean? I damn sure could see Keith Thurman fighting Cody Crowley, Jay Smith. What's good, DP? He's like sliding through this junk. TWT in the building. He said Keith Thurman got more balls than Bud would ever have. This man fought Danny Spence with potential career ending injury. He's the one. He is not. He won. Keith will take any fight as long as the dollars add up. You know what I mean? He said Keith. I can see Keith fighting Cody Crowley. You know what I mean? But everything came to fruition, man. Just like that dude said it would. You get what I'm saying? And for the, I'm gonna show that joint a couple more times. I ain't gonna show it right now. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna show that joint a couple more times, periodically through the live stream. Right? He's okay, it makes sense. T. Earl draws 1 belt. He gets the value of unified 2-belt champion. I didn't think about that. Why would you want to get 2-time champion in one division when you could get undisputed in the same division? Right? Why would you get 2-time in one division when you can get undisputed in the same division? What's better? Y'all? Real quick, chat. Real question. Right? What's better? 2-time unified champion, right? Which he's not 2-time unified champion because all he's doing is dropping the belt. So he's dropping the belt to fight Boots. So what's better? 2-time unified champion or undisputed? What's better, fighting Bud Crawford or dropping the belt and fighting Bozy Ennis? One word. Just it's 20 people in here. What's better, unified or undisputed? Real quick. What's better? So y'all mean to tell me the magical plan for him, right, is to drop his belt and fight Boots? So what you telling me is, instead of fighting Bud Crawford, what he should do is drop his belt and go fight Boots. Okay? How about this, right? Since we talking about fighting Boots, right? David Avanesyan is ranked number 5 in the IBF. Jerome Bozy Ennis is ranked number 1 in the IBF. Bud has a voluntary, meaning he don't got to drop a belt at all, right? So if we want somebody to fight Boots, right, and Bud is already willing to fight somebody ranked lower than Jerome Bozy Ennis in the IBF, why? And he got a voluntary, he don't even have to drop a belt. Why not have Bud fight Boots? Why not have Bud fight Boots? Right? You know, if we go on that route, right? But my thing is, I don't want neither one of them to fight Boots. My thing is, why they didn't just fight each other? Like, we put now, and we talk, if we go have somebody fight Boots, you know what I'm saying? It just makes more sense for Bud to do. But I don't want that one of them to fight Boots. I want them to fight each other. What's good, Mag Chat? Appreciate you sliding through. I want them to fight each other, bro. But since that's not happening, right? Since that's not happening, right? Since that's not happening, and since Boots fighting December 17th, possibly against Stanionis, that's what's being reported, right? Bailey, trainer Derek Bozy Ennis says son Jerome Bozy Ennis will be fighting December 17th, possibly against Stanionis. So, if it will make more sense for Boots to fight Bud, also, if they're reporting that he's fighting Stanionis, and also, right, Crawford stole his last opponent. Crawford is going to be fighting their boy David Avanesyan. That's who we wanted to fight, but he turned us down. So since his current opponent is gone, and the camp is eyeing Evanesyan Stanionis, and since Bud stole his opponent, and since clearly with the way it's going with Spencer and Crawford, we might get WBA regular welterweight champion Evanesyan Stanionis. We might get him, or we might get Keith Thurman. Why the hell is Earl dropping his titles to fight Boots? Like, it's my thing is, we just gotta call it for what it is, man. We can't, we can't just make shit up. Like, he just Spence he's a Thurman versus. My thing is, man, I just want to move on with that top. Earl and Bud. It's not happening. The only people who gonna be pushing that fight is Bud Crawford to build the interest, right? To keep you to keep hope alive, right? To keep you guessing, to keep you interested in him. Because again, name me a point in time in Bud's career he's been as popular than he's been as right now. He got undisputed a long time ago. He's more popular at welterweight than he was at 140 when he got undisputed. And it's not because he's fighting the best people. It's because he attached his name to Errol Spence. Y'all ain't hearing me. It's because he attached his name to Errol Spence. So if I see myself growing and I haven't even fought this guy, why would I take the risk of fighting this guy? So what him and his people want to do is they want you to keep hope alive that that fight will happen, the Errol Spence side. They want you to watch his shit. They want you to keep hope alive. What I want to do is, right, what's more than likely happening is Errol Spence is moving up and Bozy Ennis is going to fight Stanionis for one of those straps. More than likely, that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So I just don't want people holding on to false fallacies. You will, from this day forward, I guarantee you will never hear Errol Spence say he fighting Bud. The last thing you heard Earl say was, damn, I could have fought in September. You know what I mean? That's the last thing you heard him say. And you notice who you ain't heard say nothing since the fight announcement? Terrence Crawford. Now he probably gonna say something today because he watching this motherfucker. That's who you ain't heard say nothing since the fight announcement. You know what I mean? And again, I'm gonna say this one more time because I ain't gonna make an EP on it, right? I'm also hearing that you could go check right now that it's not even locked in that he fighting Avanesyan. I heard that you can go check right now. The arena that they said that they hosting this fight at right now is still open to be booked for December 10th. Right? Lil Birdie also told me that if you check, the Nebraska site, sanctioning site, right? This fight is not even on the sanctioned fight list yet. So this fight ain't even been sanctioned yet. You know what I mean? So some people are speculating. I hope that is not true. I hope this fight goes through as planned, right? Because I don't like Bud, right? But Blue Blood is my brother. So I want his event to be successful. So I'm hoping that it does go through, right? So I'm hoping that, that what I'm hearing, Angel, what's good, Shay girl, right? That this fight is real. And I hope that it go through because at this point, the fight has to go through. It has to at this point. You know what I mean? Appreciate you sliding through this, John War Eagle. Glad you can make it. We in this thing having a boxing conversation. You know what I mean? Just to catch you up real quick, Bozy Ennis and Avanesyan Stanionis is more than likely to fight next. And also, word drop coming straight from Bozy Ennis that Avanesyan was the first choice until Bud slipped in and he took the Avanesyan fight, right? So now Bozy and Stanionis, more than likely to be fighting each other. Both of them on the same, side. They got the same. They work on the same network televised. They fight. So he said more than likely that's who they gonna be fighting. He said more than likely they'll be fighting the WBA regular champ, Avanesyan Stanionis. You know what I mean? So that's coming straight from Bozy Ennis. You know what I mean? Just to catch you up. But now we're in here, just having us a boxing conversation. I felt like I ain't sat down, and talk to y'all in a minute. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting down and we having us a conversation, really breaking this shit down, soaking this shit in, and really like it's at the anyone see Bud. Film study said did anyone see Bud pulling this sucker shit? Film study, I'll be real with you. No, I really didn't. Not the way that it happened, not the way it fell out, not the fight. I really didn't. I at first, right? ever since September, I've been pretty on board for this fight not happening. I've been pretty hip to what's going on since September. So I'm not surprised at the fight not happening. I'm surprised at how, we found out the fight not happening. I'm surprised at the fallout of it, but I'm not surprised the fight not happening as of September. But I am surprised exactly at how far and the extents that Bud Crawford will go to, to keep this fight from happening. That's what I'm a little shocked about. Like, I'm surprised he's that. I ain't surprised. I'm shocked that, he was smart enough to be that clever enough to do it the shit this way. Like, the plan was foolproof, but I see through the bullshit. Foolproof plan, but I see through the bullshit. Hey, Film Study, can you do your boy a favor, Film Study? Can you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, Brody? I don't know if this is your first time, but if you could, not make it your last time, could you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel? Ab Jones said Blue about to announce another fighter signing with Black Prime. Shout out to my brother Blue Blood. Appreciate that, man. Shout out my brother Blue Blood. Shout out my guy Film Study. Make sure you subscribe to the channel too, brother. We talk that good boxing. We talk MMA, football, basketball, all that good shit. Make sure y'all go check out some of my bets, my betting lines that I placed earlier. If y'all into that kind of thing, appreciate you sliding through. DW Josh says Stanionis the best. Who can stop him under Stanionis? Stanionis about to fight Boots, brody. That's what it's looking like right now. That's what's on the plate. That's what they trying to get done, man. It's looking like we about to get that Stanionis versus Boot. Shout out my guy. My guy been coming through this jump for a minute, man. That's the only Money Stanionis fans I know. Shout out that brother sliding through this thing. Yep. It's looking like he about to fight Boots, man. Looking like he about to fight Boots. Yeah, Blue doing huge things. Signed Brandon Norman, signed Blue Blood. You know what I mean? Shout out, brother. I said Blue Blood. Signed Brian Norman, signed Bud Crawford. Fuck as you saying. Shout out, brother Blue Blood, man. Inside the score circle with King Judah. What's good? What's good? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Judah. Glad you can make it, pimp. Glad you can make it. What's good, J.A.? Appreciate you sliding through this, young J.A. Glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Let me let y'all see what's up. I see there's a couple new people in the building. I don't know if y'all seen it, so y'all just don't got to take my word for it. Y'all know I don't get y'all no fab, all facts, and no fabrication, man. No fab, all facts, and no fabrication. So I'm about to show it to y'all one more time for the people just getting in the building. I know I done showed this 30 times, but I want y'all to see that this ain't coming from me. I did get word on it, right? I saw it. I hit up my guy. I hit my guy up in the morning, left a message. He got back to me not too long ago about, at this point, he got it with me about a couple hours ago at this point, right? He let me know what's going on, and I'm bringing it straight to y'all. So I fact-checked this shit before I brought it to y'all. But let's check it out. Let me so y'all can know I ain't pulling this out of my ass. Here you go for my people just getting in the building. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Greatly appreciate you sliding through. Trainer Derek Bozy Ennis says his son, Jerron Ennis, will be fighting on December 17th, possibly against a bunch of Stanionis. Right? Scroll on down for you. Scroll on down for you, good people. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all jab that like button. Where is it at? I know the people who been here for a minute, y'all tired of seeing this shit, but I got to show this shit for my people just rolling in. You know what I mean? Here we go. So, Crawford is going to be fighting his boy David Avanesyan. That's who we wanted to fight, but he turned us down. You know what I mean? Now we know why David Avanesyan turned them down, huh? And also, here we go. Again, Bozy Ennis quoted. Hold on. Again, Bozy Ennis quoted. With the way it's going with Spence and Crawford, we might get the WBA regular welterweight champion, Iman Stanionis. We might get him, or we might get Keith Thurman. I hope we get one of them. You know what I mean? So there you go. King Judah, Spence is more likely moving up. That's the word right now. You know what I mean? My sources told me he 90% sure that he moving up. You know what I mean? He said he about 90% sure that he moving up. Spence told us he was moving up. You know what I mean? So I'm taking it to the bank. I believe my guys when they tell me shit. I don't even bring shit here to y'all if I don't believe it. You know what I mean? I won't be reporting it if I don't believe it. So step me for it. Yeah, he moving up. You know what I mean? But then again, the same guy also told me The PBC want to make Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman, right? I've been telling y'all that shit since January. You know what I mean? And their best interest is Keith Thurman and Errol Spence, two of their biggest names. You know what I mean? They think their fight make more money than Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence, Keith Thurman and Errol Spence, because they got both of their numbers on the book, on the dockets already, and they know, you know what I mean, that both of those guys sell. You get what I'm saying? So that's the fight that they want. You know what I mean? But appreciate y'all folks sliding through, bro. We ain't just having the boxing comments. I don't like narratives, man. I don't like, slander media. You know what I mean? I come with the truth, man, and nothing but the facts. You know what I mean? If it's the truth, I report it, man. You know what I mean? It's that simple. I take my feelings out of it. You know what I mean? I don't got no horse in the race and none of this shit. You know what I mean? But if I see, some bullshit, I'm going to call it. The dude just announced he signed Adrian Broner. But, you know what I mean? I'm just pointing. I don't know how true it is. I'm going to have to check that. I'm going to have to check that. But I'm going to keep rolling. You know what I mean? But just to run y'all back. Just to run y'all back. The narrative that they try to paint, right? The narrative that's being painted right now. Errol Spence told us that he was moving up if he can't get that Bud Crawford fight. He told us, right, we gonna see you holding up the division after I get all 3 belts, right? Type deal. So he already told us that he moving up if he can't get the fight with Bud almost a year and a half ago, right? Bozy Ennis just told you that they thought they was fighting amongst Stanionis. They thought that they was fighting amongst Stanionis, but then he ended up signing to fight. Bud. I mean, Bozy Ennis just told you that Booth was getting ready to fight David Avanesyan, but he ended up, signing to fight Bud. And I also showed you where he said that more than likely they'll be fighting David Avanesyan. Blue side Adrian Broner. Blue side Adrian Broner.
Yo, when you walking out the dressing room, you step. You ain't gotta worry about that no more.
Yeah.
Ain't no middleman. It's just me and my homeboy Dez, man, and with the belt.
Hell yeah.
So y'all just get ready, man. It's just getting started, man. Love y'all.
Hell yeah, bro. Shout out Blue Blood.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. This is what the fuck I like to see. Big moves, man. Big fucking moves, bro. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. That's the shit like I got. Hey. Let's fucking get it. Hey. Let's fucking get it. Hey, I'm out of here, dog. I'm out of here. I'm finna go. I gotta talk about this shit. I gotta chop that up. After that, y'all folks sliding through this John Skin Holloway Southern Tea. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. This present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love. Y'all in the chat. Y'all ain't subscribed to the channel. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate everybody coming through this thing.